My guys, I side with you. Sometimes when you are being denied sex, it can be really painful experience, okay? Because you love this lady and you understand the reason why she's not willing to give you, right? And it can be a serious calamity in your relationship, most especially if she's a woman who did give you and suddenly has decided to abstain, or maybe you met a lady who has just refused to give you sex from the get-go and it's almost a deal breaker for you, okay? You're really contemplating whether you want to be in the relationship with her or not. Well, this video hopefully is going to highlight few points, and I'm hoping that by the end of it, you will sort of be able to make some relevant decisions for yourself and for this lady that you seem to, care a lot about. All right. So please don't go anywhere, and I'll jump into it right after this. Welcome back. My name is Sarkdad and this is my YouTube channel. Guys, listen. When she's not giving you sex, avoid making these mistakes, and I'll make sure you stick to the end of this video so that you get exactly what you need to do instead, okay? So let's get going. Tip number 1, sleeping around with other women. Now I know it might be tempting, okay? My guy, after all, one that you really want to be with is not willing to give you the cookie. And let me say, for a lot of men, it will be a deal breaker for them. It's really going to be a tough thing to put yourself through, because scientifically your hormones are raging. When you see her, all you want to just do is to swoop on her, right? But you need to take hold and take control of how you feel. If you are going to be able to, really progress further with this lady and get anything meaningful out of her, and swooping too quickly to satisfy your sexual desires may jeopardize that, okay? Especially if it's a relationship that you mean to continue and to pursue, simply because she could catch you. And I don't know if you are good at covering your tracks. Women have a sixth sense, and it's very easy for them to easily tell when a man is cheating. She doesn't catch you today, one day or some day soon you fall into it, okay? She will find a message on your phone, maybe she will find used condoms in your pocket. Really, there are always ways that women, some way, somehow, slide down and always, give ourselves away when it comes to women that we date, especially when we are cheating. Tip number 2, don't make the mistake of threatening to break up with her. This is something that has happened to few number of women, and if you investigate further, they may tell you their personal experiences, right? They meet a guy thinks, okay, he's going to get her into bed. She refuses to engage, especially early on in the relationship, and then he threatens to ask for a breakup because she's not willing to go down and have sex with him. Now, the reason that is a bad idea is she will take you out straight from a gentleman category to being the pecker category for sure, okay? So I'm telling you, she is not going to take you that serious. And nothing you say at that point will matter to her, okay? Because she will feel that all you wanted is a body. And really, when you think about it, that's exactly what it is, okay? Because how come that the second she decided not to give you her body or herself to you, you decided that you did not want the relationship anymore? So I think it's only unmellowed men who behaves like that, okay? I don't mean to, put anybody in any category. I'm just saying, even if your ultimate goal was to just bed with her, certainly that's not the way to approach it, and it's only unmellowed men, like I stated, who sort of threaten to say they are going to break up with this woman if they do not give them sex. Women will tell you about these experiences. It happens every single day, and there are unformed men running skelter-helter who are guilty of such behaviors. So yes, you threaten her you are going to leave her, and she takes your threat very serious. Maybe on the other hand, you are just trying to test the pause and see how she behaves. You just wanted to sort of poke her a little bit and see how she would give up to it, because she loved you so much. But then she also took a step back, okay, and said, hey, wait a second, if this guy wanted to leave me because I wouldn't give him sex, then maybe he didn't love me from the start, okay? And from then she also take a certain bearing and decide, maybe this relationship isn't for me. In the end, guess who loses? You, my guy, Mr. Gentleman, you lose. So if later you come back to Beck after a couple of days, she might probably show you the door and tell you that that is the end of the potential relationship that you were looking for. Tip number 3, ceasing to be generous or ceasing to do all the good things you used to do for her. So let's just say that you were really down to earth for this lady when she was concerned. Okay, you do whatever she wanted. You were a great positive person where she showed a lot of concern just because you really loved her. You loved the company and everything. And suddenly, when she decided not to give you sex anymore, you turned off. You just wouldn't be available for her and all sort of that. So straight away, her thought process is that the only reason this guy was really giving me all the attention, all the love, and being there for me was eventually to try to get into bed or have sex with me. And because I said no, he's not trying to do that anymore, or he's not willing to do all the things that he wanted to do for me anymore. Okay, just that alone tells her that you were never genuine and you were never for real for sure. Okay, and if you're a guy that she was even going to consider you from the scratch, she will never take you seriously. And so certainly if a woman refuses to give you sex, be it a woman who refused from the start, or started giving you sex and then along the way she decided to pull back on that a little bit, personally I don't think the next thing you have to do is to try and give her tough time, not being so nice, not being so accommodating or so generous anymore. Okay, because that straight away sends a wrong signal. And I'm tempted not to believe that you should be doing the things you do just because you expect sex in return. Love should certainly mean more than that, right? Love is deeper than that, and it should reflect in your thoughts, in the way you engage with women, the way you speak to them, in the way you interact with them. And also, if you keep that in mind, you go far where women are, concerned. Before a woman will give her body to you, she needs to be able to trust you. She needs to be very sure that you will not just, take her and run, right? Because not many women out there who can just, give up themselves and not feel emotionally about it, okay, physically and psychologically attached to you. And so you need to consider all those things and take all these things into consideration when you are dealing with women. Tip number 4, talking to other people about it. So we know sometimes you can be in so much pain, okay? You could feel so much betrayal. Sometimes you may be so downright confused, and you may want to reach out to a friend or just group of your circles and just, light up a conversation and find out whether it's something they're also going through. I'm telling you to resist that temptation, resist the urge, because you know what? Not all friends, okay, and I've stated this earlier, not all friends are really friends. There are so many guys who may go behind your back and say a thing or two to her, even trying to get her to do things that they want her to do. It can get so detrimental and complicated. It can also be horrible. I suggest, depending on the level of your relationship, if it really bothers you that much, and if it's really a problem, you might want to seek some professional help or advice. Professional advices most of the time carries more weight because it is coming from an informed position, and it comes with a little more experience where those matters are concerned, and it feels right. If you pay more attention to that, you may have some kind of really solid advice that you can use and possibly approach the situation better, come out with better solution that will benefit both of you, and something that will keep the relationship intact as well, okay, as opposed to her hearing that you've told your friends about it and getting literally upset about everything because maybe one friend couldn't keep their mouth shut, which is very possible. Tip number 5, last mistake you need to avoid when your woman wouldn't give you sex is to, keep an open mind. Okay, sometimes, all women want to hear is, I'm not going to, give you sex, but getting her to go against her beliefs can be very tough one. All I want to say is, if you are dating a woman who is not willing to give up sex, okay, to anyone, you can trust that particular woman. This woman will stay faithful to you if she is faced with another similar situation in the future. When you guys are together, you know for sure that she is never going to give up on anyone just because she's already been faced with those kind of temptations, and those days will surely come, okay, those temptations will surely come. So sometimes we need to think a little deeper into situations and also into things that people say, and you shouldn't take those things so personal. Okay? These are the few pointers I would like you to consider. Okay, think a little deep about it. All right. So now we are going to talk about what to do next to avoid these certain mistakes. Okay, I'm going to take you through some few points I've outlined here. Tip number 1: have an open conversation with her to find out what exactly the issue is. Okay. So you can try to understand her instead of throwing your frustration and saying, well, if you love me, you will do this. If you love me, you will do that. Try to really sit her down and understand where she's coming from and the reasons why she no longer wants to, do it, or she doesn't want to give in from the start or from the beginning. That will give you a little insight. That will also give you some perspective and allow you to, empathize with her. And when women are feel heard, all right, it is a good thing because it feels much okay to them that this guy understand me, this guy is willing to listen to me, he really wants to work, he really wants to make things work out. Our relationship means a lot to him. Those are the things they are going to think about, all right, as opposed to it is all about him, he's being selfish, all he wants is sex, he wouldn't even hear me out or listen to me, my opinion doesn't matter. All right, that is it. Tip number 2, let her understand what intimacy really means to you. So intimacy has different levels. You can be intimate without having sex, right? There are different things that you can do. Let her understand that you need to feel that connection, okay, and see if she's willing to, compromise on some kind of level, even if she doesn't want to give you the real thing that you seek. To know whether is she willing to cuddle, is she willing to sleep over, is she willing to, want to do few things with you at least to make you feel a little more loved, as opposed to nothing at all because of, let's say, maybe her religion or whatever else is holding her back, right? Draw her in, try and reach a consensus. That would be a good way to approach the situation, right? Tip number 3, you got to take a decision whether to stay or go. This stage, you already know or have a good sense of where she is at, what she wants to do, where you can be in a relationship without sex or you can't do without it. Okay. So if you meet a woman who says, Mr. Gentleman, I can't do this, okay, I don't want to have sex, what does it mean? It means it is a no. You really need to do some introspection at this point. Is this the kind of woman that you want, the kind of woman that you need? Is she worth, or is she going to be worth in the end? And finally, when you're able to take that decision, stick to it no matter what, because you want to be a man of your word. If you tell her that, look, honey, I hear you, it is not going to be easy, but I want to stick with it. I want to stay faithful to you, because whatever that is, decide, stick to that plan, communicate it effectively, and believe me, will respect you for it. So I hope this video was, helpful. If it was, kindly remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.